Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. So, I'm here today, and I want to say Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I don't know if you guys are single, um, or if you guys are married, in a relationship, etc. But for those who are single, like myself, um, on Valentine's Day, get yourself a gift, pamper yourself. And it's okay to do that. There's no shame to that. And also, guys, never allow anyone else to make you feel bad because you're single. In my case, for the moment, I'm choosing to be single because I, I at this moment I like being single, and the healing work that I'm doing, you know, uh, it's amazing. I just feel like a brand new person, and I'm not that same Lisa as I was before. So when I start dating again, it's going to be a whole different thing for me because I'm manifesting real love, true love, and leaving toxicity behind. So, for the moment, I'm enjoying this because, so many good things have happened since I've healed and got rid of toxicity. And, in the past, when Valentine's Day would roll around, and I was single, I would feel so like bad for myself. Woe is me. And, look at those couples over there, look at that. And then I would have a whole speech and song about it. And today I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it. And, I like seeing other couples. And, when I find out people been together for years, and it's amazing, because it's not easy. Even relationships is work. But, Valentine's Day is here, you know. And what I suggest, to those who are single, buy yourself some chocolate, buy yourself those flowers if you don't have anyone to do it for you. Buy yourself whatever it is that you long for and you're able to afford it. Just get it for yourself. Pamper yourself. That's so important because all of that is part of self love, and some people who refuse to do the work and they want to stay where they are, they don't like to see growth and they don't want to see other people happy. So, they may not be happy for you, and that's okay. That's okay too, because you can ignore the noise and you can take care of you. And it feels good to do that. You're going to feel so much better just buying yourself little things. What I used to do and what I do still sometimes is I'll make a goal list to try to reach even like a small goal. And if I accomplish that, then I go and get myself a treat, and treat of something that I really want that I haven't been able to get in the past. And I do that now. So reward yourself, and it's okay to do that. Also, guys, it's okay to be alone. You don't have to follow the trend of everything today. What I notice in this world today is that there's a lot of fake, every not everything, but fake stuff, fake love, you know, fake kisses, fake hugs, love bombing, all of that stuff. That stuff to me belongs on a reality TV show. It doesn't belong in real life. But, I see a lot of that and I'm not into that. If it's not authentic, I don't want it. I don't want no parts of it. And I feel okay with that. As you start to invest in your healing, because that's the topic of discussion today, invest in your healing. And as you persevere through this and you invest in you, you start to feel good and know that you are worth it. And it's not easy to get to this point because just in 2020, which was like 4 years ago, guys, I was no place near where I am today. But I stayed in prayer and I asked God to help me. And I made some vows too that if He helped me, that I was going to do particular things. And one of the vows, I won't share all of them, is that I will pay it forward. And this is what I'm doing on this channel, paying it forward. by telling other people what helped me and sharing those experiences here on this channel to help other people so that any tidbits that they take from this information, they can apply it in their own life. And hopefully, I'm hoping these things are effective, as it has been for me, because it's important to lift yourself up, and what was important too is for me not to have toxic people around me, people who are verbally abusive, physically abusive, and bullies and all of that. And pushing all that to the side, leaving it where it is, and focusing and redirecting the attention to myself. And once you do that, you start to feel better. It's like climbing a mountain, right? And you got a ton of bricks on your back. And each step you take is a burden. And you could feel your back, and it feels like it's caving in each step that you take up that mountain. And then one day you said, why am I carrying a ton of bricks? And then you just throw them off your back, let it roll off your back. And you started walking upward. And the load now is lighter, much lighter, because you're not carrying those burdens. I used to carry other people's burdens. When someone would tell me about their problems and situations that they had, and because I'm an empath, I felt those problems like they were my own. And then I would try to fix things. You can't fix something if somebody don't want to be fixed. It's not up to me to fix them anyway. It's up to them to make a choice if they want to do the work. But I always thought, I can fix somebody through my, how I interact with them, etc. No, we cannot. And I had to relearn a lot of things. But as I got through it, I realized that it taught me lessons, and the lessons have been learned, and then I move on. But Valentine's Day, this is the first Valentine's Day, guys, that I actually feel good about being single. Because I'm choosing to be. Not that I don't have any options out there. I have some options out there, but I'm not interested in that at the moment. And like I said, I take my time with everything that I do. And it's important that I stay on this path and that I continue to take my time, because if something is meant to be, as you take your time with it, it happens naturally. It's not a forced thing or situation. It's not fake. It's just something that happens naturally, and that's what I'm looking for. And Valentine's Day is a day of reflection to me too. And, just sometimes they have a lot of good movies on as well on Valentine's Day. I like the love stories. Well, guys, I'm also a writer. I write romance novels. Excuse me, not the kind that everybody would buy, because I have like my romance novels are a little different. But anyway, I like love, and I like love stories, and I like to watch them. Sometimes I watch movies on Hallmark. There was one on over the weekend that was really good, and it had my attention, and I like things like that. Do things that make you feel good, because there's so much toxicity in this world today. Just when I turned the news on, just to find out if we're going to have some snow for the rest of this week, I had to hear all this other toxic stuff first before I could find out if about the weather. And it makes you feel weighed down like a ton of bricks. That's why I don't watch the news that much. It is good to know. People tell me, well, you need to know what's going on in the world. We do. That's true. But we don't need to see toxicity on a daily basis, day in and day out. Sinuses a little bit today, guys, so excuse me. My father used to watch the news. I mean, he would watch the 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, and again at 10. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, because it's so much toxicity. And when you hear something good on the news, it's like, oh, wow, something good is happening. Let me check in and see what this is, because there's so much of the other stuff. And, after being out all day working and meetings and etc., you know, and you see things happening around you that are not so good, you want to embrace the good. So investing in yourself is a key factor here because, establish one of the things, that I like to do is establish peaceful connections, because all the old, there's a saying that when God closes one door, he will never close one door without opening another. And I find that to be true because out with all the old and then in with new beginnings. So what I like to do is establish new connections, new friends, all of that, and get to know people slowly and, you know, to talk to people who are on the same page with myself, and it's a joy to me to do that, and treating myself to things, making a goal list, doing things, But what I like to do too is spend time alone. Some people don't like to be alone with themselves. And then I kind of question how, what's going on with them. Do they like themselves? Do they not love themselves? Because it's important for all of us from time to time to spend time alone. Because while we're alone, we can regroup, recalculate. Like a computer, it has to restart, or what's the other word I'm looking for, people? When it goes, you shut it down. Before you shut it down, you have to clean up everything on a computer. Everything, all of us and everything that we do, we need a break. We need a time out. And when you spending time alone, you meditate and reflect on things. And when you're rushing around and all the time and you don't have time for yourself, you can't reflect on things that are important, and you can't redirect the focus to what you need to. But when you get that time and you spend time alone, I like to meditate. I like to be in prayer with God, and then as I spend the time alone, I start to look at things from a different perspective and not the mindset that I do if I'm upset about something, and I try to look at things from a different perspective, especially situations that I need to find answers to. That's where I go into prayer. And it's good to spend time alone. I mean, I don't mean you have to do that all the time, but it's good to do that so you can regroup, and then as you come out of spending that time alone and get back to your daily activities, I think it helps you. Um, so that is what I do. I spend time alone reflecting on things. I make a list now, like my therapist have me to do. you know make a goal list. What do you want to accomplish this year? When do you want to get there? And just he has me to think about things in a different way, whereas in the past I would just you know have a goal, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. I wouldn't make a plan, and now I do. And when I accomplish something, I'm really happy about it. So it's important to take care of ourselves, and just doing these little things help us. Like earlier today, I didn't have meetings or anything like that, but I had to go to the doctor. And let me tell you, I'm proud of myself with that, because in the past I would be canceling appointments because I only have a space of like 3.5 hours during my break before I go back to work. So between the 3.5 hours, I got to get a lot of stuff done. And going to the doctor wasn't one of them for me. But it happens, like I say, I have sinuses and stuff going on. And the doctor, kind of narrowed it down today as to what's going on. And, I'm glad it's not as bad as I thought it would be. But I have changed a lot of things, like what I eat and things like that. And if I didn't go to this appointment today to find out certain things, I would be worried about my health and what's going on. But now that it's been narrowed down, I know what's going on. I know what I need to do on my part to keep myself healthy. And before I was just couldn't be bothered because It's going to take up my whole break time and etc. But it's important. And as I heal things in my life, I want to take care of myself. I was patient because there was other people there and you have to wait and sit and etc. And then I just bring my headset, listen to music until I get called to see the doctor. Whereas everything before my life would be like I would be always in a rush, and when you're in a rush and you're running here, running there, you don't get a chance to think about things. Um, but I'm at peace, people. I'm really at peace today. After all the work I've done, and I'm still doing work. Some things bring me sadness. Like when I first had to cut off all these people and stuff. But when I look back at the pro and the con list, I see that it wasn't, you know, worth it because there was more cons than pros in a situation. So I had to let it go. But I feel so much better as I take care of myself, and I take care of my health. Our mental and physical health is everything. I always emphasize that because without that, we can't help ourselves or anything around us. So it's important to keep up with that, and keep your vibe high. And one of the ways when I say keep your vibe high, I mean positive, uplifted. Don't allow, it's important not to allow a lot of toxicity, especially when you're grieving, you're trying to heal grief and heal yourself from a lot of things that happens in life, you know? And don't allow yourself to stay in depression. Help other people as well. It's important, and this is one of the vows I made that if God helped me through all of what I was going through, because most of it I was going through it by myself, especially after I lost my dog, I was really, really hurting a lot. But as I trust God and did the work, He really helped me. And I made a vow that I'm going to pay it forward to help other people because people need to know where to start when it comes to grief. They just don't know how to start. Where can I start with this? And one of the things that I did where I started was with therapy, grief therapy, and I still do that weekly. Because it's important. It helps me. I get a chance to talk to about my mother, keep her spirit alive, even though she's not here in the flesh. Keep your passed over loved ones' memory alive through storytelling. What did they bring to you, that made you a better person? We can never get over the loss, but we can always get through it. And that's important that we find an outlet for that so that we don't stay stuck and stagnated in that depression or grief. One day at a time, guys. And, and once you continue to persevere through the pain, you will start to feel better in time. That's the message for today. Please reach out and tell other people about these videos so that they can watch because you may not know it, but some people that you're interacting with might be into a place of depression due to loss, traumatic experience, etc. And they really need to hear these messages, because it's going to uplift them. And they probably, even yourself, will hear information here that might help you with your own grief and depression. So stay tuned, and I'll be back tomorrow with a new message. I hope everyone is doing well and have a great Valentine's Day. Don't forget to pamper yourself. Look in that mirror and say, I'm worth it. Tell yourself this every day. It will build you up. I promise you that. This is Lisa shedding love and light, and I'll be back tomorrow with a new message. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for your comments. I really appreciate your support. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Hit that subscribe button because, like I said, I don't know what time I'm going to be here. But if you subscribe to the channel, you will always get a notification when I'm on so that you can tune in. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye for now.